All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. USRLA Legends cars tearing it up at Pocono East Road Course. Road Course week here for the Legends cars. A little bit interesting, a little bit different pace for these guys as they turn left and turn right in these 34 Ford Coupes. We have about a minute and a half left to practice. They'll be going to qualifying for the grid. 13 cars on the field for Pocono East Legends, and we're looking at the 28 of David Dunwoody right there getting on the course. So sit back, relax. We're going to be doing 35-minute race here at the road course. All right, now there's our leader, Adam O'Brien, the 109.473 time for the fastest lap in the practice field. So Adam O'Brien definitely tearing it up here. I would say he's one of the road course ringers. He's actually on the team that I race with for the endurance series, and he is definitely our top driver with the GTDs, as we'll be tearing it up on the 12 Hours of Sebring in about a month. So good luck to Adam and the rest of the Black Magic Design team. Adam O'Brien, Pat O'Brien, myself, Harold Darner, and Andy Dunwoody on that 4-man 12-hour team. So getting some practice time in there as well, guys. All right, and that concludes practice. So off to the qualifying we go here at Pocono East Road Course. According to the info, it's a 1.36 mile, 13 turn track. So it definitely is a little different than these guys are used to. Adam O'Brien is leaving the pits, so let's ride along with him as he does his qualifying line here. Here those revs come up as he shifts down for the more traction and helps the engine brake the car into the turns. That will set the lap for him. Guess that he might have had an incident, so it does not count the lap if you put a wheel off or touch something, and it's strict is what it looks like. So that's why we're not getting a best lap time out of Adam O'Brien yet. So we'll see if anybody gets a qualifying time in. That time across the line, he gets a 109.59. So I said very strict on the road courses here. A wheel off in the wrong spot is an incident. If you get any kind of incident, then the lap does not count. So right now we only have drivers with counted laps. Adam O'Brien will be leading the way on that inside pole position. Actually, it could have been an outlap. It's possible, so maybe we were right along on his outlap. So this is a second lap, so I stand corrected. Adam, sorry about that. And the rest of you drivers, I have not been on this track. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not familiar with how long the outlap is. He's coming for his second lap here. And a 1:08.627, and that is the second. That is his fast lap here. We'll see if anybody else is out there yet to go. Kevin Blackburn, no. And find us a driver that's still out there. Brian Sharp out there. Is Sharp Smurf there? Back. And a nice blimp shot of our road course here. Wide of the grass there. Lots of opportunities to pass on this road course. It would be kind of interesting. And that is the end of the qualifying. So let's start with our grid. Your starting grid, presented by Black Magic Designs. If you're looking for a paint scheme, get Andy Dunwoody and the Black Magic Design team a shout out. He's doing paints for several different leagues and several different drivers. If you have an idea, give him a shout out and he'll put it on that car for you. Black Magic Designs providing the starting grid. On the pole on the inside is 74 of Adam O'Brien. On his outside is the number 96 of David Trumley. Inside of row 2 is our points leader, Jeremy Weber, the 110.43.4. See if he's in the Moxley 11. Moxley 11. A soda from Maine. Pat O'Brien in the 59 is on the outside of row 2. Jeremy Dunwoody on the inside of row 3. In the 13 machine outside of him is David, his brother, in the 28. Inside of row 4 is Kevin Blackburn in the 77 machine. Braden Nagel outside of him in 8th in the 10 machine. Going on 9th is Brian Sharp without and the 25 machine, and Donald Fisher, the 98 in 10th. Jake Brooks in the 11th position in 57th. Joseph Ralph, 12th, 35. Eric Sellers, 13th in the 97 machine. 9 through 13 did not take a qualifying time. They're back there based on. So that is our grid for tonight. As we start to line them up, going off will be Adam O'Brien will be our leader as we take to the green. If you are watching us on either YouTube or Facebook, give us a follow on the Facebook. Facebook.com/one2go-studios. Give us a follow. We're looking for 100. Pretty darn close, I believe. Last time I looked, we were at 87. So you can help us out. Hit that 100. Do me a favor. Hit that follow button. Give me a like. Share us out. Shout us out to other people if you like what we're doing. Picking up quite a bit of steam here. I believe I'll be guesting for the with Jake tomorrow on his Whiskey TV guys for a couple weeks, and then my league start up. We got some recruitment races going on with the Lightspeed Racing League. Check those guys out if you're looking for a good league to run in. Also, we have the North-South Racing League. Pits the North against South drivers. You can check them out. NSRL. Both of them on the iRacing Broadcasters Facebook page. You can check them out there or directly to their Facebook pages. Pretty much look up LSRL Racing or NSRL Racing, and you can shout them or you can get the information directly from either of them. Speed Racing League with Anthony Giuliano. You guys give them a shout over there if you're looking for a race league. USRL is also RLA is also looking for more drivers. You get the Legends and then followed by the late models, as the Legends are out on the track right now. The Legends have this road course and one more in the spring, and then we'll be running some summer stuff. So right now, looking at the number 74 machine of Adam O'Brien is our race leader. Seeing those guys pace the field here. Outside of him is David Trumley. There's that Moxie 11 that's right behind them, and that is Jeremy Weber, the points leader. The second place in points is David Dunwoody, the 28 machine. Following up around that pace car, that's 74, waiting for him to get out of the way. It'll be on green, and since this is a road course, it'll be local cautions only, so this should be a pretty quick event. 35 minutes. Ryan off to the gun as we enter the second turn. And that 11 already download. Trumley looked like he getting in a little trouble out on the second turn on the outside line there, as we have a couple other cars in the grass. The 74 leading the way with the 11 right behind him, about a half a second back, and then Pat O'Brien is in that 59 machine in that 0.8 behind the leader. We go ahead and we'll go show up our intervals as we are green. Adam O'Brien, the leader. Behind him, 4/10 is Jeremy Weber, that 11 machine, the points leader. Pat O'Brien right behind them in that 59 machine. Then it starts to spread out a little bit to Kevin Blackburn, who's 1.7 back. So since this is road course racing, we are on timing instead of laps. So we have 34 minutes remaining in the event. Adam O'Brien continues to pace them off the field. Easy in, easy out. He's enjoying that 74 machine, just kind of just taking it his own time. But Jeremy Weber is going to show him that he's not only good at ovals, but he can actually run these as well, as he's right on the rear bumper of that 74 machine at 11, giving chase to the 74 as they go out of to the oval paceway. See how Jeremy Weber is continuing the attack. You see how close they are as we're on board with Jeremy Weber, as he is right on that right rear bumper of O'Brien, as he sees the whole car right there in his front windshield. And I'm sure though that rear view mirror is full of the 11 in the 74 ride. As you see the 11 off the grass just a bit, able to get it all back together, gather her back up. 74 gets away a little bit on that as the second ticks back from our leader. Let's get back here to our next driver, Pat O'Brien. Adam just put in the fastest time. Adam O'Brien. Fast time of 1:10.380. He's just getting warmed up. It's like the 10 and the 57 are off track. Braden Nagel and Jake Brooks. All right, let's go through the field. Adam O'Brien, race leader, 1.1 second. Right behind him is the Moxie 11 of Jeremy Weber. And then wide shot there. Pat O'Brien in that 59 machine is in third. Up 3.5 seconds behind Jeremy Weber. And back to Eric Sellers, who won the last road course. As we see Jeremy Dunwoody looking to dive under the 97, and Jeremy is holding the 5th spot as David Trumley, who was on the outside pole, is looking to pace into the 96. Adam O'Brien puts another 109.806 in the books. David Dunwoody now in 7th in the 28 machine. And Kevin Blackburn in our 77. Currently in the 8th position. Brian Sharp, 9th in the 25 Smurf. 35 machine of Joseph Ralph. They're looking pretty good in that lime and lemon green. And Mr. Fisher in our black 98 machine rounds out the field in 11th position. Back over to Jeremy Weber, see how he's doing with our race leader. He's about 1.6 seconds behind race leader Adam O'Brien, as we're now 30 minutes and a half remaining in the event. If I'm familiar with road course racing, we'll go until the minutes tick away, and that will be the white flag. The next time that they cross after the time has expired will be the checkered flag. Here's Adam O'Brien, currently pacing the field at a 1.5 second lead. As he's coming up on lap traffic, as we get a nice shot from the chopper view. Into our local chopper station as he zips on by Mr. Fisher. That 74 machine showing how it's done, 100 miles an hour as he enters off of the backstretch. .5 second, 2.3 seconds now the separation as we cross the next timing strike. Back to Jeremy Weber. Check out Weber. There's Jeremy Weber in the Moxie 11. He's turning left, turning right. Double apex there. A lot of cameras on this track, it appears. Go quite a few different shots here. All right, just under 28 and a half remaining. Jeremy Weber, our second place car here, 2.5 seconds off the leader. Go back to our lead car, that 74 machine of Adam O'Brien. He needs to tick away the time here. If you're watching, you can open up that chat window and show me who you're following or who you're looking to win this race, as the 74 machine has this off in 2.5 seconds. Maybe tell me what your favorite colors are on these cars, as we have 13 out there, 11 currently on the track. Like we have two race teams here, the Black Magic Sim Racing Squad and the Trackmaster Racing Squad. So if you're looking for a fixed series with the low horsepower kind of go-kart feel of the Legends cars, you can talk to David Dunwoody or Jeremy Dunwoody about getting involved with the USRLA. It's free to join, and they're on broadcast here on Wendigo Studios every week. Like to have you here. More drivers, the merrier. We have some more fun on here. More drivers going. Feels pretty spread out. Throwing 2.8 seconds between the first and second, 8 seconds all the way back to the third, and then 2 more seconds back to fourth, and 8 more seconds back to fifth. So the field's pretty spread out. Let's see what's going on with the 28 and the 96. They look like the closest battle right now. There's the 28. And he is trailing the 96 by 8/10 right now. And we can change the camera view and see that gap there. It's like I think I just saw Trumley's car into focus. There it is. So this is our biggest race right now between the 96 and the 28 for fifth spot. The 28 is the number 2 in the point system currently, as we're at 26 minutes remaining in the event. But 9 minutes has gone off the clock here. Continue to watch the David Dunwoody and David Trumley. It looks like Trumley's pulling away. It's now a second gap between David Dunwoody and David Trumley. That gap continues to grow. Now 1.5 seconds between David Dunwoody and David Trumley. Still the closest race on the track. Let's run through these guys again. We can look at the chopper view of our race leader. That's Adam O'Brien. If we back it up here, maybe we can get the Goodyear blimp involved. There we go. There's the Goodyear blimp. There's Adam O'Brien. As you can see him starting to catch up to Jeremy Dunwoody as he makes the double left here. Double right-hand turn, sorry. And number 2 is Jeremy Weber in the Moxie 11. You can see how far they are away. Good shots here from the Goodyear blimp high in the sky. Pat O'Brien way out the back here, about 8 seconds behind, and 5.5 seconds behind him. And 4th is Eric Sellers. And then David Trumley is starting to cut into that lead. He's only 3 seconds behind Eric Sellers at the time. So 4 and 5 starting to heat up a little bit. And then David Dunwoody is now 2 seconds back in 6th place behind David Trumley in that number 28 machine. Kevin Blackburn. Looks like he's coming in and out of focus here with the 77 machine there. Currently in 7th position. I guess he's having some small internet issues. Brian Sharp, 25 machines, holding in 8th position. As you see him, looks like he's coming up on some lap traffic of Mr. Fisher. Mr. Fisher looks like he stops to let him around, and 25 collects some of these cones. 35 machine now catching up to the 25. That's Joseph Ralph in the 35 in 9th position, as the 25 still trying to find a way around Mr. Fisher, and there he goes. Jeremy Dunwoody in the 13 car has just been lapped by 74. See him there trailing that 74 machine. And we just saw Fish up here being lapped by the number, or getting passed by the 35. Oh, Fish is in the grass, and he's stopped. And okay, coming out in front of the 11 machine. The 11 gets around him clean. So that was the Moxie car, Jeremy Weber. And sure, he's like, whew, that's close. That's our field. Get back to the 11 Moxie machine. 4.7 seconds behind Adam O'Brien, who's just basically taking himself a nice leisurely stroll through the field here. Adam O'Brien there continuing the pace. He just passed the 35. 8 cars now on the lead lap as he tries to find that 25 machine and continue to pace the field by lapping them all down. And O'Brien taking one driver at a time as we're working on 35 minutes. We're at 22 and a quarter. So 13 minutes has transpired here. As we see the 74 approaching that 25 machine. 25 battling to stay on the lead lap over the 74 machine as Adam O'Brien looking to the left for that inside on this turn and just gets right on by him. 25 gives him the room. Nice clean, and 74 makes the pass. Looks like our Jeremy Dunwoody is starting to get closer to our 25 machine of Brian Sharp as the 11 comes into focus, who's trying to get around both of these guys. He's our number 2 car. Jeremy gives him the spot by going up into the grass. Loses a little bit of time to the Sharp machine, so he's at 1.3 behind him. This currently is the closest battle. Looks like David Trumley was able to get around Eric Sellers. There goes Jeremy Dunwoody around the 25 as he snakes in behind the 11 and gets around him as he laps the field. Eric Sellers, who won our last race, our last road course, is 2.7 behind his teammate David Trumley, who's moved up into that 4th position. These teammates have the identical color schemes, so it makes it hard to determine who you're behind if you're not looking right at the number. Sharp and Ralph now looking like the biggest battle on the track. So he's the 35 machine there. I have Joseph Ralph as he's coming up. Actually, I'm saying right. It's Brian Sharp and Dunwoody still. Let's go to Brian Sharp here, see if he's catching back up with Dunwoody. Go ahead and change up their ticker to show the gap from the leader. So right now, Eric Sellers looks like he may have entered the pits. Shit, he has. The top 5 on the lead lap, everyone else a lap or more down. Adam O'Brien, still the race leader. 3-second lead over Jeremy Weber in second. There's Jeremy Weber, the Moxie 11. Pat O'Brien in that 59 Sparko car, purple and black, is our 3rd place machine in the 59 as he's working with lap traffic. David Trumley in the 96 car here in the TMR Racing Trackmaster Racing car. David Dunwoody in that 5th position. Basically trying to keep it between the paint and the shiny side up. Good job, David, as he's our 2nd in points, trying to get a good showing here. And if you're just joining us, I'm Harold Darner with One to Go Studios. And we're broadcasting the USRLA doubleheader. We're at Pocono East road course time. Left and right turning for the Legends 34 Ford Coupes. You got root for someone or a paint scheme that you like, give us a shout. Throw it up in chat. You know you're here. If you're also on Facebook, give me a follow. Help us out. We're trying to get to 100, so we're pretty darn close, 87. Got some exciting leagues starting to pop off. And the USRLA guys, they're right now still looking for more drivers. We're on board here. We're looking here at Andy Dunwoody, David Dunwoody on the iRacing machine. David and I just got done with the ISNF League, racing the Cup cars at Homestead, Miami. The Army car, the 01, was able to pull in the 3rd place position. Race winner was Hermie Sadler in the 02. Good job for Hermie. And Carr, who ended up being 2nd in that 32 Tide machine, just edged out the 01. Good racing with those guys at the end. I appreciate the invite that we received from Rhea and the crew in ISNF. All right, David, keep that car on the track, son. Does better when she's not on the grass. I think you told me that earlier. So if you're a viewer, you can give us who you think's going to win. Just type it there in chat so we know who you're rooting for. And now Adam O'Brien just continuing to pace the field now with a 4-second gap, 4-second gap with 16 and a half to go. We're right about midway in the race here. Halfway through here. And we're also looking at starting up a Twitch channel. Same thing, it'll be One to Go Studios at twitch.tv. Still working on the pieces to get that up and running, but we'll be starting to work on Twitch here soon. Keep an eye on that. Give us some subscription. Help out your MC here, Harold Harner in One to Go Studios. Pretty excited about the leagues coming up and putting on good shows for you. Here is Adam O'Brien basically just taking it to the bank here. He's just kind of just riding around on a Sunday stroll. Definitely one to try to figure out what he's doing differently than everybody else here on the road courses. He's now 5 seconds away from the leader, second place position of 11 Moxie. That would be Jeremy Weber. Hey, Jeremy Weber in that Moxie machine. And then another 18 seconds. Go back to Pat O'Brien. And behind him by 1 second now is David Trumbley. So David is bringing the heat onto the third place car here of Pat O'Brien. So let's see how this TMR car deals with the Black Magic car of the 59 Pat O'Brien. Oh, you see the wheels turning on there and a little bit of damage on the front end of this number 96 machine as he's looking for a way to get around that 59. And you can see them hands moving and watch that car sliding through the turns as David's trying to get every little bit of an ounce as he can get. It's crossed the stripe. 14 minutes, a little bit more, and some change left as we continue to go through it here at Pocono East. There you can see the gap getting narrower and narrower. Pat O'Brien is holding off that number 96. There's the 59. They both pass fish, no issues. As we go off of the high speed into the turn here. Right, David is just trying to find a spot, maybe make Pat make a mistake and then capitalize. Woo! And you can just see that car fishtailing out of that turn. These cars are definitely they run like go-karts that you really gotta kind of keep the momentum. Otherwise, they take a really long time to speed up. They can decelerate pretty quick, but getting through the gears definitely takes some time. So you try to get through here with using the least amount of breakage you can. As we say, David with his hands full as they cross the stripe here. Looks like they've completed 19 laps. Like some drivers have elected to pit here. And we still see Pat O'Brien being worked on by David Trumbley as we're on board with David Trumbley in the gyro cam. You can see him looking for that spot for that 59. As you can see him just sending it out there. And then you see that right side just want to hop out on him and he's able to grab it. He is definitely putting that right side out there, just being really free with that car. See the 59 does exactly what I said. He would wait until he makes a mistake, and there goes the 96 of Pat Trumbley. Give him the third spot. Pat O'Brien now back to fourth. Still the closest on the grid with 1 second between the two of these guys. Five cars in the lead lap. We'll go back to Adam O'Brien as he continues to look. Oh, the 13 slides off the track. Local caution right there. Jeremy Weber still in that second spot. Almost 10 seconds behind race leader Adam O'Brien. And David Trumbley, who's now back behind him by 24 seconds. Their last laps, Trumbley was 0.4 seconds quicker. Pat O'Brien in that 59 machine is fourth, and David Dunwoody is in fifth. Everyone else is a lap or more back. Current pit stops have been given by the 77, who's still having internet issues, it looks like. His quality is not so good. Get that fixed. And then Jeremy Dunwoody has pitted as well as Brian Sharp. So three drivers have been in the pits. Everyone else has been out on the track throughout the event. And O'Brien, race leader. Just over 10 minutes remaining in our event. 10:20 as we're looking on at the 74 machine. So at 1 minute 10 or 12-second laps, we've got about 9 laps remaining in our televised event here at Pocono East in the Pocono Mountains. This is USRLA at Pocono East with the Legends 34 Coupes iRacing fixed setups. And you're watching Wendigo Studios. I'm Harold Darner. And we're watching Adam O'Brien put on a clinic tonight, 10.5 seconds over the second place car of Jeremy Weber. All right, 9 minutes remaining. There's Adam O'Brien just continuing to pace the field. As you can see, his miles per hour. He's just giving everything she's got that she can have and not pressing it too hard, but just continuing pacing the field. His last lap was 1:11.858. David Trumley is slightly better, about a tenth better. But other than that, I don't think he's really trying too hard. He's got a nice big lead of 10.5 seconds. Number 2 is Jeremy Weber, and he's enjoying about a 12.5 second lead over the number 96, which is in third, and that's David Trumley. Like I said, Trumley last lap was slower by a tenth than the 11. And we have Pat O'Brien in that 59 machine as we saw him come off the turn and squirrel in that car. Little fishtail left and right. We have David Dunwoody. He is the last car on the lead lap. Back to our blimp coverage as you can see them enter back onto the oval you're so used to seeing here at Pocono. Oh, I heard that. That was Jeremy Dunwoody. Wow, that was a hard hit. Oh, maybe you can back that up and check that out. That car basically, I heard the thing hit the car, so not a good day for Jeremy there. As he takes the turn wide and just, right into the guardrail. Gonna try to take that thing back to the pits. See him smoking here. That's Jeremy Dunwoody. Stay out everybody's way. Adam O'Brien, 9.5 seconds ahead of second place car of Jeremy Weber. 6.5 seconds remaining or correction, 6.5 minutes remaining. Seconds. We used to talk seconds when we talk about separation in the field here. Top 5 still on the lead lap. Your leader is Adam O'Brien as he's continued to gap the field. 10 seconds now between first and second. Run through the field here at 5 minutes. Adam O'Brien, the race leader. Jeremy Weber in 11 Moxie is in second. Third place, David Trumley, the TMR Racing machine there, the 96. Pat O'Brien, the 59 Sparco car. Fourth. David Dunwoody sitting in 5th spot, and he is the last car on the lead lap. Kevin Blackburn is 2 laps back. Joseph Ralph in the 35 is 2 laps back. Comes off there. Brian Sharp also 2 laps behind. And Jeremy Dunwoody, it looks like he got a faster pair, got a new car. He's 3 laps down. In 13 in the 9th position. 10th is Donald Fisher. He's 4 laps behind. So we see the 13 coming around. So under 5 minutes remaining in the event here as Adam O'Brien is off to a 10.8 second lead over the number 2 position car, the 11 of the Moxie main soda machine, that all red machine. So now 11.5 second lead for our race leader. So 3.5 minutes remaining. Adam O'Brien is still setting the field here. Continues to go through the field. Like Pat O'Brien has left the grid. What happened to Pat? It looks like. Kevin Blackburn at 77 machine. He's 2 laps down. So our last car on the lead laps, David Dunwoody, as we're 2.5 minutes remaining in the event. Anyone near him, as it looks like. Wide open spaces there for David. Completed, we're on lap 28. Racing scoring is telling me we should get up to 30 laps here as 2 minutes and 10 seconds are remaining. Adam O'Brien, the race leader, as you see him starting to capitalize on that gap between him and the 4th place car, looking to put another person a lap down. 12 seconds between him and the number 2 position car, which is that 11 Moxie machine. We get by pit road and the flag man. That's another lap down. But working lap 29, 1.5 minutes remaining. It looks like we're going to get 2 more laps in as there's our race leader off in the distance, Adam O'Brien. see how wide this track is. As he's up on the NASCAR banking of Pocono. So he's going from turn 1 to turn number 2 here. See the tunnel turn coming up as we don't quite get there. He dives into the infield. As he's looking ahead to see David Dunwoody, who is quite a bit back. He's 3 seconds, it looks like, ahead from just ahead of race leader. 3.6 seconds. 44 seconds. So this will be the white flag as we're coming around the final turn. We're going to hit, there's a pit road, and then we're going to see the cone for the finish line, which is right there. So we're at white flag. White flag lap is out. So black flag for Adam O'Brien as he's continuing to take it to these guys. And David Dunwody's trying to stay hard on that. He's to stay on the lead lap. Got to stay ahead of him for the remainder of this lap as he's back on the NASCAR banking. Pocono heading stretch between turns 1 and number 2. So unless something changes, this will be our race leader, and our winner tonight will be Adam O'Brien. We're showing the final lap. White flag is out. Time has expired. Adam O'Brien is your race leader. A good lead of 14 seconds over the 11 car in second position. You see David Dunwoody just ahead of him there, trying to fight to stay on the lead lap. As you see Adam O'Brien coming around the turn here. He's looking for that start finish line, and right there, that is it. That is Adam O'Brien crossing the line first. Checker flag, Adam O'Brien in the 74 machine, making it look easy at 14.783 seconds back to the second place car of Jeremy Weber, who Jeremy has crossed the line. David Trumley in third, and David Dunwoody will stay with him as he's coming around on that final lap. Look at some of the lap traffic here. There's that 25 machine and the 35 just ahead of him. As David dives underneath Fish. Oh, and 2 cars off the track as Dunwoody continuing to finish that final lap. And he comes to the line trying to keep that car there, and ooh, sliding all over the place. Slip sliding away, sir. David Trumley had, wow, quite a few incidents here tonight. We'll start talking to some of these drivers. So we'll go back to David Trumley. Try to get his car here into focus. Like we got David there and better shot of him. There we go. All right, start talking to some of our drivers here. Up there he is. David, you're in the booth with Harold. I was trying to pull you up quicker, but it looks like somebody was moving people around, so I couldn't get with you. You got the 98, the 96 Trackmaster Racing machine up to third today. I think we talked about this. You're going to try to make this keep coming up here in the third, right?
Yep.
Yep, that's it. Just nice, simple yes. Podium finishes are always good. And how'd you feel out turning left and right in these cars?
Well, I didn't practice at all. I have a road course background more than an oval background, so I felt like it would be more fair if I just kind of winged it. But I had an incident near the very start. Blackburn there spun out right in front of me, kind of messed me up quite a bit. I feel like I could have maybe gotten second at least if I didn't get into that incident.
Yeah, there was, yeah, it looked like a little bit of damage on that car, but I know these things, they kind of handle all right, even with a little bit of damage. And we did have a fast repairs to use if you needed it. But I think you were doing pretty good. It's pretty well spread out. 11 cars looked like they were out there, and saw your teammate was up there for a while, and he actually won the first points race I think we did on the road course.
Oh yeah, I just didn't have much luck today.
Yeah,
We
sometimes
drove it a bit.
you need some luck sometimes too, right? I mean, you gotta be able to avoid things, and gotta know what to avoid, when to avoid, and also when to push it. And we were on board in your car quite a few times. Saw you like really real comfortable with letting that right rear kind of snap around on some of the turns.
Yeah, as long as you got a stable road course setup, it's not too bad, honestly.
So we saw your hands moving pretty good there. To basically you start to see it slide and you catch it on the slide, and I'm sure it was the fastest way around. But so we got Trackmaster Racing. Is there anyone else you want to shout out to while we got you up here in the booth?
Shout out to the guys running this league. It's always one of my favorites to run each week.
I'm sure David and Jeremy Dunwoody would appreciate that, and the Black Magic Design guys. Hope we get some more drivers coming up, and have you maybe David get you some more top three podiums. We'll talk to you some more next week. Hope. And maybe we got late models actually next in Richmond, so you guys got to get on an airplane.
Oh yeah, let's see if I can get up into the top three.
A little bit of difference here. So we have a wide car and a wide track, so we'll see how that works. But good luck to
Tough.
you.
It's honestly not one of my favorites, but we'll see.
Well, good luck to you on the track at Richmond. We'll talk to you later.
Yep, have a good one, man.
All right. Hey, Jeremy Weber, you're up here in the booth with Harold, and man, I know you're not big for road courses, but you put on a show tonight.
Yeah, I hats off to the 74. He's really got that track down. There's nothing I could do to catch him. Once I made that small mistake and drew the distance between us, I couldn't keep the pressure on him like I was at the beginning of the race and trying to make him make the mistakes. And 'cause I could see when I was right on him that he wasn't hitting his apexes right. And I know if I would have kept there, then I would probably have forced more of a big mistake. But even still, he might have caught up with me later on, anyways. But
Yeah, he's definitely I know Adam for his road racing capabilities. It definitely he knows how to do these things, and he's got that advantage turning left and right. I know as an oval guy, like I am, we get so used to that left turn, a little bit of that brake pedal and using that throttle for control, and road racing completely different animal.
I found that I was mentally able to like pause, which is weird because over racing, I'm like focused 100% of the time on every like bit of steering movement, and I'm like on straights. Like my mind starts wandering, and I'm like daydreaming in the middle of the race. Like, whoa, focus!
Yeah, yeah, that's not good. I mean, you're in a Legends car, so it's about 100 miles an hour. It wasn't that bad, but
I started like that sort of weird out of body experience when you're really tired.
yeah.
Like you're driving on a long highway. I started getting that feeling. It was
No.
crazy.
Oh wow. Well, what's really funny now is you got to jump on an airplane and get over to Richmond.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully I can be faster on the oval. It'll probably be the same. I'll probably be chasing the 74 if he's in it. Which
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he'll be there. I know he's talking about maybe not making it, but I think he'll be there.
well, and it's Richmond, so it's going to be kind of that short track but wide in late model machine with all those horsepower behind you. So it'll be definitely a different show than the Legends machines that take forever to get
Yeah,
up to speed.
yeah. Basically, conserve that right front as much as I can. That's the goal.
All right, Jeremy, this is getting to be a thing. You're up here every darn day, like twice a day. So, like I said,
Yeah, as well as David. Look at him coming on there.
Trumley, yeah, Trumley's starting to get up here every day too. So he's getting up there, but you put a gap because Dunwoody was in fourth. So you put a nice little gap with him today with at least the legend.
Luckily, the 74 missed a couple weeks, so I'm not as worried. But we'll see. He's got a couple drop weeks, so we'll see what he's able to do with a finish.
Yep. All right, we'll let you get into that late model machine. We'll hopefully talk to you after Richmond.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yep. All right, we're up here now. Adam O'Brien, that 74 machine was your race winner. Adam, and you were just Sunday drive was what it looked like.
Yeah, just trying to stay comfortable. Jeremy put a lot of pressure on me in the beginning, and I was expecting to actually fall off the course at least once or twice. As you've seen in me and Sebring, I've normally fallen off the course quite a few times in a run.
But when you're pushing the limits of the car, that's what happens. And when you got a car right behind you, you're kind of not completely looking at the front. You're kind of looking at what I'm defending a little bit sometimes. So yeah, I can see how you were kind of concerned about that, but he made the mistake first, and you were able to just look like you kept putting about a second on him about every 4 or 5 laps or so. So yeah, it was definitely. I mean, the lap traffic seemed like it was harder for you than dealing with that 11 machine.
Oh yeah, lap traffic. It was kind of difficult because with this course, it was a lot harder to find any way to pass anybody. Like you had to pretty much make any of your moves on that long back straightaway. If you didn't make your move there, you had to wait a whole lap just to get your shot again to see if you can make it.
Hey, well, that's definitely good to know. I said last time we were at the other Pocono side, and there was a couple places that you really could make some moves, a couple of horseshoes and things and look at. But these Legends cars, I mean, I've found them to be kind of forgiving and helped me out a lot learning road racing. As you mentioned, us racing Sebring, we'll be doing the GT3 BMW M4 in about 4 weeks now.
Yeah, I need to get more practice with that.
I know. We talked earlier, Andy and I, and we're like, yeah, kind of figuring out who's going to race the car when, and it's just, I think that we've talked about this. The fastest guy, which definitely you. We need to have you in when the track's open and we can use your speed. So we don't want to burn you out in the beginning. I think they're gonna put me in the car and have somebody in my ears that make me not do stupid mistakes to give you the best car in the best condition with the least amount of incident points by the time you get to it. But I'll deal with all the craziness of the beginning of the race where we're still kind of bunched up. But definitely it's like Sebring. You talked about this track not having a lot of places to pass. Sebring has only like 3 places to pass.
Exactly, and a lot wider cars and a lot faster cars to deal with. All the moves you're gonna have to make are gonna be so much quicker than these Legend cars that we are having to make here.
I'm just concerned how fast that LMP2 is gonna pass us.
I'm scared to see how fast they drive through anybody.
Yeah, just gonna have to have spotters on our toes and help us out and just be on our toes. But hey, Adam, we got one more race tonight. We'll be heading from Pocono Mountains to, basically the sea level of Richmond. So
Yeah, that's one race I'm gonna have to skip out on because I gotta get to bed for work in the morning.
Okay, so you're not making the trip. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to make the trip this week.
all right, well, we'll let you go, Adam. Hey, it was nice having you up here. Good to hear from you, and we'll be seeing you next week then, right?
Yep, sounds good.
All
Thank you,
right.
Harold.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch gears here and head on from Pocono Mountains onto a waiting jet for us to take us over to Richmond, Virginia, where we'll be picking up the USRLA guys at Richmond Raceway with the late model cars, the Monte Carlo SS's. So stay tuned. We'll be back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gridding. So we missed qualifying. The jet took a little longer than we expected it to be. So let's get right off to our grid, brought to you by Black Magic Designs. Eric Seller was on the pole in the 97. Jeremy Weber on his outside in the 11. Then David Dunwoody inside of row 2. Outside him is Jeremy Dunwoody in the 13. The 35 of Joseph Ralph is in 5th. 6th is the 25 of Ryan Sharp. 7th is Kevin Blackburn, is 77. David Trumley in that 96 machine is off 8th. And that looks like all we have 8 cars on the grid starting tonight. Brought to you by Black Magic Designs. Looks like Eric Sellers did not take the grid. Let's get with the Jeremy Weber here. Like David Dunwoody will be in the 28 machine. Not sure what happened with Eric. Eric looks like he's having a quality issue. So Eric's having a problem with his internet tonight. So it looks like the 11 Moxie machine will be still in second, but David Dunwoody moves up to the pole position. So we'll be here coming up to green. It's 60 laps tonight. And looks like they're still continuing that pacing here. Intervals here. We're going to wait for the pace car to move out of the way. So 7 of our 8 drivers are on the track currently. Looks like Eric Sellers may have returned. He is still being put as the race leader, but as we go off to green here, as they start to be the 28 takes the green, the 11 on his outside, the 28 is in the inside here. That 11 machine takes the early lead, dives in front of the 28 machine of David. Oh, David hard into the wall, an outside retaining wall, as the 11 completely goes by unscathed. Let's see what everybody else has gone through. Looks like just the one car, but man, David took a hard hit on that outside retaining wall. As you see the 97 down on the infield as well, so not sure why he's down there. 28 all damaged up, heading to pit lane. Your race leader, Jeremy Weber. And Jeremy Weber there in that 11 machine. Currently your race leader. Jeremy Weber there, fast time 23.603. And he has a 1.6 second lead over the number 2 second place machine, 13 of Jeremy Dunwoody. And third now is David Trumley in the 96 Lyman White, an all-star paint scheme. Brian Sharp there in 4th. Looks like he's being challenged down low by Joseph Ralph, who's currently in 5th in that 35. Yeah, 25 and a 35 there, and a 77 continuing to have internet connectivity issues as the Dunder Mifflin goes low under the 35 machine, and he disappears yet again. Then there's contact between the 77 and the 35 as the 77 goes by. The 77 has a right caved in, and the 35 has a little door damage on the inside left side there. That New York 35. David Dunwoody now coming out of the pace, out of pit lane, 30 laps back. New car. As you see Jeremy Weber in that number 11 machine, that Moxie 11. Still pacing the field, 2.5 seconds back to David Trumley now, as David has just got around the number 13 machine, Jeremy Dunwoody, and they almost collide. They're going to the stripe as the 96 is high and the 13 is down low. 13 now into 3rd position. Blackburn and Sharp continue to mix it up here as you see the Dunder Mifflin, and he continues to have connection issues, so we'll go back to Sharp here. David Dunwoody now with the fastest machine time of 23.525. He is being scored now 3 laps back. Joseph Ralph looks like he's had an issue, and he is 2 laps back now. And Eric Sellers on the track 4 laps down. He's now got his connections fixed, it looks like. Jeremy Weber, your race leader. Next time of 23.603. Looks like he is working lap 9 of 60 here at Richmond. So here's Jeremy Weber, and he is the race leader by 4 seconds over David Trumley. So Trumley was third in the last race, and Jeremy Weber was second. So now they both moved up a spot, 1 and 2 now. Jeremy Dunwoody still holding firm in that third place position in his number 13 Black Magic Designs car. And a Dunder Mifflin, a 77, hitting the outside retaining wall yet again. Weber 4.3 back to David Trumley. We have continued to go green this entire time. So Weber continued to pace the field, 4.5 seconds over Trumley. Trumley there in the 96. Last lap 24.357. So he's about 0.2 off of Jeremy Weber's pace currently. So we continue to look. David Trumley, 4.9 seconds back behind Jeremy Weber. 24.462 last lap. 24.287 for Jeremy. So he's off still 0.2 back. Look, see if we got any battles going on here. Looks like Jeremy Dunwoody is the closest here between him and Trumley still. As we actually got Brian Sharp now catching up here. So we got Sharp and Dunwoody. That big Jim Cookie on the front of there is all the 13 seeing right now is a big cookie coming at him. Sharp past Dunwoody there. So now Sharp is in the third spot. 0.3 seconds back there is the number 13, and right behind them is Kevin Blackburn in the 77. So this is a 3-car battle for the third spot Giving it right now to the 25, followed by the 13 and the 77, Kevin Blackburn. As we are 21 laps of 60 working, so we're a third done, 20 downs, 40 to go as we continue to march off the pace here. 25, 13 and the 77. And right now we have the 13 challenging the 25 on the inside, 25 high, 13 low, stripes as we go. And across, 13 still low, 25 high, 77 right tucked behind the 13 machine. 13 down across the yellow line, trying to get extra time. 25 to the outside retaining wall, scrub off some speed. 13 right behind the 25. 13 now trying for the high line. 25 midline going through the turns here as we cross the stripe yet again. 25, 13, 77, and that 35 machine is now crept into the picture. 4 cars all challenging and fighting for position. That 35 machine, though, is off 6 laps behind, but he is still in the fight here for track position. 25 midline, 13 scraping the outside wall, 77 taking the 4th spot. Kevin Blackburn in the 4th position, half second behind the 25 machine, with a heavy right front damage of the 77 machine. A little bit of smoke coming out there. It looks like the 77 still having connection issues. 25 machine of Brian Sharp putting down some times here. 24.690 for the last lap. 77 challenging on the low side, coming across the stripe into turn number 1. 77 low, 75 on the high side. 77 looks like he's got enough to cross him. 77 disappearing. The 25 cross move. 77 back into 3rd position, with the 35 coming behind the 25 up to follow the 77 through. So back into 4th goes Brian Sharp, with Kevin Blackburn into Dunder Mifflin moving up to the 3rd spot. So top 4 are on the lead lap. Everyone else off pace here. As we see, Jeremy Dunwoody is on pit road. And we can see what's going on with the Dunwoody. Dunwoody's getting new tires, it looks like. So tires for the number 13 machine, and off he goes. So 13 looking for tires, come back on through. Got the number 11 machine of Jeremy Weber is your race leader, as we're working 28 of 60, so just shy of halfway at the USRLA late models at Richmond Raceway. David Dunwoody there right behind him. David Dunwoody has the fastest lap of the event, but had a collision with the outside retaining wall on lap 1 right at the stripe. Jeremy Weber continues to pace the field, almost 8-second lead back to David Trumley. So here's number 1, Jeremy Weber, continuing to pace the field in and around there as he comes to the stripe. That's Jeremy Weber. We'll get a nice view of the track from the grandstands here. Look at number 2, David Trumley, as he enters in turn number 1 at the end of pit road there. And Kevin Blackburn in the 77 machine is in 3rd spot. 4th behind him, just in striking distance, is Brian Sharp, as you see them enter the backstretch. We're high above the grandstand in the spotters area. Jeremy Dunwoody now 2 laps down as we're coming to the stripe. The number 13 machine, David Dunwoody, 4 laps down, is right behind the race leader, trying to get one of his laps back the hard way. So let's see if David Dunwoody is able to get around Jeremy Weber to get one of those 4 back. So I'm sitting here with David Dunwoody. His last lap was a 24.218. And your race leader is a 24.385. So he is catching him. Let's see if he's able to get across him at all. 34 of 60, so we're now past halfway. .28 working the 11, trying to get his lap back, one of his laps back. As we see, Eric Sellers has moved up into 7th. 4 laps down, so he's on the same lap as David here. As you see that 28 working the 11. Currently 35 laps down. Just crossed 36 laps as we're starting 36 here, so 25 to go. As you see David Dunwoody continued to work the 11 machine here, trying to find a way around it. There's Jeremy Weber's car. Move to the new camera here. The 28 right behind him in step. .38 of 60 being worked. As we hit the stripe, we'll be down 38. So looking at 22 to go, 22 laps remaining in the event. Jeremy Weber 10.5 seconds over David Trumley. And we're putting in 25-second laps here, so about a half a lap separation between the two. Go to our high in the sky. There's Jeremy Weber continuing to work his way around the track here. Our pull back here, looking at our entire racetrack. Over here at Richmond Raceway. Nice flip shot of the entire track. Our chopper cam here checking out the number 11 machine. That Moxie 11 continues to be your race leader. Following him is David Trumley in the 96 in second. Kevin Blackburn and Dunder Mifflin 77 is third. Is the number 25 in the Big Jim Cookies is Brian Sharp. Jeremy Dunwoody in that 13 machine is in fifth. David Dunn in that 28 machine is in sixth. Eric Sellers in the 97 machine. And Joseph Ralph in the 35 is in 8th. There's your field 1 through 8 with 42 laps down, 18 to go. Back to Jeremy Weber. Continues to go through the field. He's looking up on the lap trapper there in the Eric Sellers machine. And right here off of turn number 4 as we watch the cars racing through here. The spotter stand as 11 works his way around the 97 machine act to the stripe. 46 down, 13 to go, 14 to go for race leader number 11, Jeremy Weber. You see him continue to work around lapped traffic. There's that 28 machine looking to go around 97. Now he looks at the inside of the 11, trying to get that one of those 4 laps back. Dunwoody back in the outside retaining wall in that last lap. We're working lap 49 of 60. So 49 done. 11 to go. As we see Jeremy Weber continuing to dominate this race. 14 seconds lead. So we come to the stripe there. 51 down, 9 to go. Jeremy Weber, your leader, 14.8 seconds over David Trumley. As David now comes to the stripe for him to go. About a half a track length difference between the race leader and the second place position. Kevin Blackburn continuing to shore up that space there between him and David Trumley with only 3.8 seconds back. Behind him is Brian Sharp, 1.2 seconds behind him. 4 cars on the lead lap, everyone else a lap or more down. Race leader Jeremy Weber on lap 54 of 60. We're going to complete lap 55. We'll go to 5 to go as we cross the stripe here. See the number 11 on the back stretch here as we're sitting high upon the spotter stand, looking in the entire track from the one position here. Nice camera angle from the spotter stand as the 11 comes around. 5 to go, 5 in the air, 5 to go for that 11 machine. He is 16.2 seconds now ahead, so 8 seconds between him and the second place car to his front to lap him. So Brian Sharp just ahead of him at 3/10. As you see him come into view as the 11 comes around to the stripe. 4 laps to go. As you can see that 25 and the 77 machine. So 3 laps to go here. Your race leader, Jeremy Weber, continuing to run away here. Off to the races, Jeremy Weber, 2 to go, 17 seconds to lead. Looking at Brian Sharp to see if he can keep him on the lead lap, or is he going to go down a lap? Is that 25 and the 77? They're the closest battle. White flag in the air. Moxie 11 with Jeremy Weber receives the 1 to go, provided to you by 1 to go Studios. If you like what you see, please give us a follow on the Facebook Live there. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're 1 to go Studios. I'm Harold Darner. Jeremy Weber has got the white flag. He's looking for the checker. The flag man has a checkered flag high in the sky. The bulbs are popping. The 11 is your race winner. So Jeremy Weber goes 2-1 tonight. 2-1 for Jeremy Weber. There's our fireworks high in the sky, as you can see from our spotter stand. There's that 11 machine. Congratulations there to that 11. Here's your results tonight. Jeremy Weber wins. And this is provided to you by Travel with an Angel. Really enjoy back in your vacations. TravelWithAnAngel.org. Jeremy Weber, race winner. David Trumley, number 2. And number 3 was Blackburn. Kevin Blackburn, the 77. Brian Sharp, 25 and 4th. Jeremy Dunwoody, 13th and 5th. 28. David Dunwoody in 6th. Joseph Ralph, 35 and 7th. And Eric Sellers in 8th. Oh, and we meet each other right there. So we have the 11 burning out right there next to the 96 machine. We'll start getting here talking after race results with our guys and see what they're up to. Start pulling people in here. Don't see Kevin Blackburn anywhere on, so we'll just go with these guys. All right, David, 3 and a 2 for the same night.
Yep, I told you I'd be up here.
And that you were, but man, that 11, did he put something in, extra gas in, or I mean, what was the deal there? You know,
I just have a lot of confidence here in these late models. I really don't drive them a lot, but after driving the ARCA cars a lot and switching to these, you just find a lot more confidence. You can just push the crap out of these cars compared to like the ARCA car.
Yeah, the ARCA car is like on skates, but it was you know, the nationwide 09 car is what the ARCAs are using right now, and that car was a handful when it was being driven by, you know, the nationwide series back then. So, in fact, I was just in an ARCA race in those cars Thursday night, so very familiar with them. The rear end being jacked way up in the air, so yeah, definitely a lot to have. And so, but you guys were running, not really running high up against the walls though that much out here. So how did the ARCA help you again today?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of experience at this track. It's just the car itself.
Okay.
Just a similar stock car kind of setup, but
right,
you can just push the balance, lets you push this thing a lot harder, and you know it's a little bit wider, so you got a lot more confidence in the corners.
Right. Yeah, the banking, you can stick it in there, and you can guide it better with that the right foot on the skinny pedal, helping you get through the turns.
Yeah, like I said, I really don't have a lot of experience in these cars. I really only drive them here on Sunday nights.
Yeah, they can be a handful, but I'd like to see some, you know, bigger fields. Maybe we can get some of these guys going here. I know David's got some things in there, but yeah, like I said, you did really good on the road courses. You got a second place here, and maybe we can keep getting you up here and maybe moving up the point standings some.
Yeah, I think Dunwoody's floated possibly making the next season a little bit earlier in the night, so we can hopefully keep some guys sticking around and racing both of them.
Okay, not sure how that works. because I just entered in a league that races pretty much up until the start time for us. So we'll see how that works.
I guess it would. Oh,
We'll see how that works. Because I said I got done racing. It was a 6 o'clock start for Homestead, Miami, and we were done at like 8:20. It was not a really good race considering the number of cautions, but uh, I didn't think it would take that long to clear we done. Maybe we do push them up a little bit better. Maybe we start earlier. That probably help out a little. Problem is the earlier you start, then you lose the West Coast guys. Darn if you do, darn if you don't, right?
yeah. There's always a happy middle ground.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Need to find a middle ground. But hey, David, it's good to see you back, doing well. Hopefully, you guys continue to find something in these cars and get better in each week. That's all we can think of. Take what we have, learn, and move forward, right?
My teammate qualified on the pole, but he kept having technical difficulties. Wasn't sure what was going on there.
He had connection issues. So did the 77 all night. Not sure where he's located. I know last Thursday, I believe, last Wednesday night, I know the East Coast had a big problem with Comcast. So maybe some of this stuff with the ice storms and stuff is still affecting the internet domain or up to Massachusetts. All it takes is one bad hop, and you're going to have bad problems with iRacing. So, Dave,
Makes sense.
You got anybody to think that you didn't do earlier, or we didn't think we got the All-Star car here that we talked about that you've raced with another league, or the paint before has been used?
I guess shout out to Jeff Wallace for making this paint scheme, and shout out to Steve Mullins Painting. He's a sponsor here on the paint scheme.
All right, David. We'll let you go. You have a good night. We'll probably talk to you next week. The way you've been doing, you can start putting one of those director chairs with your name on the back of it, so we have somewhere for you to sit when you come up here.
Yeah, sounds great, man.
All right, talk to you next week.
Have a good night.
All right, Webb, the Moxie 11 back in victory lane. That's where you want her, right?
Yep, win number 5.
I mean, these guys, I know that the talent is here, and when you get a race where you're that dominant, it's how does that feel? Because I know when I was this far ahead on, I think the very first race we did as a league. And I kept thinking to myself, there's something I'm not doing. Something is going to go majorly wrong.
Yeah, I think that I didn't really have much worries once. To tell you the truth, once Eric popped out, because I know that he had fast time, and I didn't know how he was on a long run, but I know he had short run speed for sure to qualify like that. But he popped out and came back in late in the race, and for me, I didn't feel much pressure.
Yeah, he was having connection issues tonight. So was the 77 machine.
Yeah, I was really I probably used about at most 10% brake, but at any point in time, I didn't. I tried to just coast my way around and stay off that right front, basically.
Yeah, that's definitely these cars are momentum sensitive. So were the Legends. That's what I found. And then David was talking about they have a similarity to the ARCA car, the NW9s, and I've noticed the same thing that these cars are more sensitive to that throttle control. I like the older style bodies. They kind of twist a little bit with you, allow you to really finesse the car through the corners and not really have to woe the cars down too much, which I thought you guys basically doing pretty good.
Yeah. Everyone seemed to keep it straight and keeping the race going, no caution. So just kind of pacing myself and hitting the marks in every corner and trying to keep myself interested
Yeah,
and focused and uh yeah,
yeah,
the warm basically, or with kind of having less exciting of a run. The adrenaline isn't running as much for sure.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. We got to figure out. It's almost probably felt to you more like you're practice racing, because
Yeah,
you weren't around a lot of people for most of the
I
event.
definitely like to have those closer races like that last week's Legends race. You have a adrenaline rush for a couple hours after that. It's hard to come down when you have that close of a race and that aggressive of driving. Um,
Definitely. When you're holding on to the steering wheel and you start to see your hands turn white because you're locked onto it as hard as you can, turning
yeah.
that wheel, and it's like every part of your body's electrified and your heart's skipping beats and stuff. Yeah, you're just every party is you're all in, right? That's basically it, all in.
Yeah, and but at the same time, a win is a win, and I definitely will take that. The final goal is obviously winning both championships, and hope I can do that. I didn't check what was next week, and
I
I liked it that
can.
way.
You like it not knowing?
Yeah, I don't. I can easily get too far ahead of myself and way over my skis, as they say, and and try to get too many race car tracks in my head,
Well,
trying
they're
to
showing
remember.
Nashville Mini for the Legends.
Well,
Wonder
that's a track I'll have to buy. Okay.
so definitely that's different for me too. I was like, okay, I'll have to check out Nashville because I don't think I have Fairgrounds yet, so I'll have to check that out myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it's mini, then it's probably an inner track that doesn't go up on the banking.
Yeah, probably like the Legends course at Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah.
flat sucker that you gotta really play with that gas pedal.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
And
man.
I'll definitely like that sort of smaller finessing sort of track. So yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we'll have the same as next week. Give yourself a good night.
All right, you too. We'll talk to you next time. All right, that's been USRLA doubleheader, Richmond and Pocono East. That was number 11, Jeremy Weber, who is 1-2 tonight. And the other guy was David Trumley. The 96 machine was 2-3 tonight. So these guys basically getting up here. If you want to get involved, get a hold of David Dunwoody and Jeremy Dunwoody, USRLA. They're up on iRacing. You can also check them out on Facebook. I'm Harold Darner, One to Go Studios. Please give us a follow on YouTube or on Facebook Live, or follow us by subscribing to us on YouTube. We appreciate it. And until next week, you have a safe